All right, everybody. Slowly but surely, we get ourselves together for yet another Harmonic Pattern Podcast, number 269. It is December 19th. Welcome. Here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 noon, 12:30. Today's 12:45. But things are going on, So subscribe, hit the like button, get your notifications so when I do get online, you guys are here right away. So, how's everyone doing today? Let's get it. Great to see everybody back. Another session. I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on crypto today, or at least Bitcoin, maybe some of the other coins. But let's just take the quick look as we really round out the year. Incredibly, right? Less than 2 weeks left in the year. And look at where Bitcoin is. Remarkable. The weekly time frame on Sunday night actually generated an HSI signal. Bearish. Weekly. Should we worry? No, not yet. No, nothing really there at the moment to consider other than a pause, digestion, retrenchment in this general 40 to 44,000 area. And that's okay. You want this thing to stair step. You want to see that thing do a thrust move, a consolidation, another thrust move, another consolidation as it builds. So Bitcoin, it's fine. Actually, we should all be celebrating the fact that we are here December 19th and Bitcoin is above 40,000. Great to see everybody. What's up? Drip Dried Tie Dye, Brian, Justin, Lawrence, LC, Jared, Drew. Hey, what's up, Jared? No, we give away the books and the gold memberships on Thursday. I'll do a Thursday holiday giveaway. So you want to be here on Thursday, and I'm going to give away some books and some software. Also, folks, get over to the holiday special here on the blog. Okay, and just hit the holiday special link. Because a lot of people did not, I don't know why you guys didn't jump on it, but they didn't take advantage of the Black Friday. So this is your last chance. Okay, until January 1st, our holiday special. This is a 25% discount, and I don't do discounts like that, but I know a bunch of people missed or they wanted to get in on it and they were late. This is it. So jump on that, go to the blog, get the details, and if you have any questions, connect with me. The other thing I'm going to do, we had a great webinar on crypto, and I'm going to do a follow-up. This is going to be a shorter-term thing, crypto webinar part 2, and we'll do that Wednesday, January 10th. I'll go on, talk about the T coins. Everyone knows about the S coins, what have you, anything pretty much but Bitcoin and Ethereum. But no, seriously, there is a lower market cap speculation category of crypto we want to look at. These are the ones that are going to run, do their moves. How do we spot them? That kind of a thing. Everyone should be hooked up with the software, so it's really easy. Go over to harmonictrader.com, become a basic member right there, and get all of your information. I think especially for those that are going to dive into this crypto cycle, you need to get the TradingView platform. Get HPC for TradingView. Send your username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Check that out. All right, done with that. Let's go. Thank you. Appreciate that. So the Bitcoin situation is, we're going to need a retest. I still think we can make a run in the last 10 days of the year, go back and retest, 43.8? Basically 44. I'm willing to just go with that. 44. And 44,000 if we were there and we close anywhere near there, consider that a major long-term success for this cycle. but it's fine where it is, closing out the year quite well. Final note on Bitcoin is, listen, just stay tuned to these monthly bars. Right, that's in the end. I really feel like the monthly candle for crypto, Bitcoin, total index, whatever it may be, is probably going to give you, I think, price action wise, the best individual signal that, hey, are we accelerating? Are we consolidating? What can we expect? And at least in the last 12 months, we've had a few nominal corrective months, but that's about it. And as long as that continues, we're good. I mean, we can connect dots here. And even if we just go X, A, B, C, D like that to say a 618, it's basically an ABCD off the low. That's 48. All right. So a lot of things that are just lining up to that 48,000 level, and then we can take another look. The other interesting thing, just pure harmonics here, folks. That if we go off the March 22 high, really we're at that 886 swing right off of there. It's like that. That's at like 44. So let's try to figure out where the steps are. First step for us was 25. Then it was 29 or 30. And then we said as soon as it got above 32, look out. And then 38, 39. And we're just in our next set of steps here. Stay with it. Couple more. Thank you, APV. I appreciate that. APV saying don't want to create the FOMO, but the HPC program is the real deal. And it is. I really feel like what the type of patterns we're kicking out, the things that you see with the software is giving you the insight. I mean, remember this for Bitcoin after it started to move and we got this Gartley. We never got the type 2 on it. But folks, this is exactly the strategy I'll be talking about come January of how do you spot those opportunities after the fact, like after they get going. Where do we get in on something like that and know that it's a continuation? We're in a really nice bullish cycle, and that makes it easy because your bullish patterns, when you're in a strong uptrend, it seems like every bullish pattern works, and you feel like you're a genius. But that's just more about being in the uptrend, quite frankly. So Bitcoin really strong there. How about the hourly? And we've had, few more things on hourly. There you go. That's our last couple of patterns just in the last week. Bitcoin sketching out shark pattern, bat pattern, essentially 41 to 43.5 at the moment, going back this last few days, last week, 2 weeks. A lot going on there. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate that. Yeah, Jacob saying too. Once you understand the signals, what is a shark? What is a bat pattern? These are all understanding the technical structures and then understanding the fact that we typically see the type 1 reaction. Very common. Come back for the type 2 retest. Like that. And then finally the type 2 move. So this is a big reason of why I want to do this session in January, because as this starts to open up and we get further along into this bull cycle and you're going to see more volatility, well, the swings are going to be, very tradable. We will have numerous swings where you're moving 20, 30% on Bitcoin or Ethereum. We saw that last cycle. We should see it again, too. Speaking of Ethereum, let's just dive over there quickly. Rip through the rest of these because, Should get to the major markets as well. Here's Ethereum. I'm trying to find the Coinbase or Bits. There's Coinbase. Trading 21.43 at the moment. And where's there you go. Stuff like this 4-hour crab pattern, I think really nails it. Really kind of outlines the power of what we do and why we look at harmonic patterns, especially in crypto. Information on crypto projects is relatively limited compared to stocks. So you need technicals, you need levels. And right now for Ethereum, there was our type 1, went to the hop level, but there was the initial completion down to target 1. And this is a 4-hour chart, so fairly significant, especially since this whole formation has taken the better part of a month to develop. We're back up. Okay, and now go down for type 2. So possibly as low as 2060, folks. We could be looking at something like that. So within the uptrend and still be quite aggressive. Look at our daily weeklies. We mentioned last week we had some overbought HSI dot signals, and that can at least get us a pause in here. And all right, so come back to the 21st, couple more days down, not a biggie. And then let's look for the next oversold reading. It's getting there, but it's not there yet. I mean, Ethereum really close. Let's have that come down another day or two. Standard RSI is hitting the 50 line, and amplified. All of these very close to giving you oversold inflection. But we're still, I would say, a day or two. Don't be surprised if we see this retrace over the next few days into the 21st. How many of those winter, summer solstice, June 21, September 21, December 21, be an important inflection? Let's see if that can come together. A few more. Let's go to, there you go. XRP. Doing nothing here. Doing nothing. Hold on, folks. I got to take 1 second. Thanks, everybody. All right, let's get back to it. XRP, how disappointing is this? The laggard. One of my favorites, and I still love it long term. But this is lagging, and it's probably going to continue to lag. As much as I don't want to say that, that's what we need to wait on. Just be patient with this. It's clearly not going to do the move this year. Not going to get to the 90-cent level by the end of the year. But I don't think anything really changes. It's just the trajectory of this pattern is going to take a lot longer. I mean, Bitcoin's been acting a lot better than this. But it's still one of my favorite long-term looking left patterns, and we just have to be patient with it. It's been a number of these that we've seen where they take their time and then they really blast off. Couple more. So we have things like that caught my eye recently, like Link here, finally starting to roll over after being kind of the leader out of the low. And I would really watch this. Link hit an HSI overbought. I mean, we're clearly overbought here. All right, so we're already in 5 weeks. We'll go 5 weeks sideways on Link. That's the start of at least some retracement, in my opinion. And we're trying to print a yellow dot this week. Maybe it becomes valid come Sunday night, and then stretch to your daily time frame All right. You have my attention. This looks like a look getting a little top heavy up here, so I'm definitely going to pay attention to Link. That should be a indication of what the rest of the market's going to do, or at least if it's some kind of pause right now, that's fine. But Link will be one of the ones we'll watch. XRP is just waiting for more bullish news from SEC. That's what Sheed says. And maybe. I mean, we've seen how this stuff can go. You know, he's seen how crypto can absolutely just wake up from a long slumber, if you will, and something like that would be um, check out ICP. So, Internet Computer. I've mentioned this before as being a laggard, and it was as low as $3. Well, that surged almost to 12 over the weekend, and but it looks like this long-term chart. It doesn't seem like much, but it took a while. There were some patterns down there at $4, and it popped. Now rolling over, and that seems to be kind of the way things have been shaping up. There's like a delayed reaction kind of a deal. Here's Hedra hash graph, H bar. Another one, finally starting to wake up. Big patterns, all down here around 4 cents. I mean, just remarkable stuff. But it really didn't start making progress until, 6 weeks ago. We've languished in this 4 to 5 cent area forever. And go to, say, daily or weekly chart, you get the picture. I mean, it's a massive pattern on H bar. Okay, but it's just taking time. And the real fireworks don't begin until above 9 cents. But another example of these big patterns looking left. A few more. What's up, Lulu? Lulu wants to look at synthetics, and so do I. And I like synthetics. Came down here recently, and this is another big one. Another big pattern looking left. Here you go. HSI trying to pop out bearish this week. So are we just stuck in this zone now? Is synthetics just still kind of a consolidation zone under your XA level like that? Possibly. Probably. 360. You really need to see a breakout above 360 to get that going, but I do think we come back and we get an oversold reading. Whatever this next pullback is, it's probably one of the last ones we'll see. This one couldn't pop out of the zone just yet, but I would say that next signal, yeah, count me in on that one. Count me in on getting ready for loading that up for a T1 move. A couple more that are interesting. Some of the ones like still metaverse plays. If it's sandbox, you guys see the pattern, so to speak, the pattern of patterns. We have these big patterns. They're all time 886 bat patterns, some Gartleys, some crab patterns. And what happened? Well, the devastation of that massive blow off top, come all the way back down, just took the better part of a year or more, 15 months, to create that kind of a zone. Consolidating. We're going to get that to break out. I'll go to an example of it in a second, but this is the accumulation zone. So sandbox is still deep, and the XA level is 109. We're at 48 cents. So you're scraping the low end of the support here and still looking for that, okay, to be more. That just hasn't broken out yet, but I'm fine with this. Just continuing its basing period. These are probably some of the ones that won't really pop out until we get closer to the halving, March or April. But these are definitely ones where looking left, we want to be buying against that support. What was the other one? Um, was it? Of course, it was Mana. Mana, Mana, Mana. Right there, same type of a deal. Although Sandbox has better pattern dynamics, in my opinion. This was a daily, pretty sure. Yeah, there you go. Just get a really good. That's the picture. So not all cryptos in the same spot. Here we have what obvious type 1 reaction to 51.7 cents coming back down now. If, and this would be quite a drop, but if we could get back to 34 cents on Mana, that would be the type 2. So things are kind of pointing back to some required retracement, I would think. Others are still popping, but that's the deal with Mana. Maybe it's like it's a sector kind of proposition because we have other things like Fetch AI. Look, this is running to new highs here. We've been on that since way back when, 17 cents or whatever, now 70. And what's the possibility for that? Well, we've traced this out before. All-time chart going on, what's that, Coinbase? Target an 886, 105. That one's come out of the zone. I mean, that's ideal. Another one that seems like it's one of these ones that has been a sleeper for a long time, but now it looks like it's ready to bust something out is VE chain. And how long have we talked about this? Long time. Just admired the pattern. Beautiful structure. Also, remember that all the patterns you're seeing with the software are algorithms. All right, they are algorithms that are measuring the trading history and finding these structures that adhere to the rules. And so, VE chain, okay, completed the 886, which is the required XA level, going back a year and a half ago. And that was right around 3.3 cents. Although it went down, what was the low? 1.5, something like that, 1.6. So required that amount of time between 2 and 3 cents. We just kissed 3.3 cents recently. And this is what I want to look for is progress above 3.3 to really start to move. This is the proposition here of a type 1 reaction from 3.3 to 11.7. You do the math. But that's there. And we will see it once we get above 3.3 cents. Here's one, here's VE, and another one that has this one, Avalanche. Another massive pattern. Okay, this is exactly the kind of building formation because Avalanche completed its pattern back in June of 22 at 17, traded as low as 8 before giving you an inflection, and then recently was as high as 47 or 48, 45, something like that. But notice this, and let's really blow it up. There's the zone. And for all of those crypto that have not broken out of their zones yet, and VE chain is classic. I mean, it's just one of several that are doing this. That notice there's your XA level. A lot of crypto we've seen have done this. They go underneath and they languish for a while, and then they start to do some individual breakout move, 3-bar breakout, and there's the XA. And it's able to get above the XA. It's not easy, but that's telling you progress. This bar, major progress. All right, not surprised to see a little weekly pause because ever since October, this thing has been up straight up. I mean, it's really nice yellow dot there, and then go. Still looking for 63.91 as target one. But this is the model that you should be looking at all patterns. Okay, get to the zone. Even though they traded below the zone, they took a long time. Once you get here, you can get up into the zone, get out of the zone. Then you really know you're into some acceleration. Important to recognize that. Not easy, because this thing from the last 18 months, yeah, that's frustrating as anything. It's frustrating to sit in a penny stock if it's VeChain or something like Avalanche, and 17 is the structural or 19 is the structural buy point, but it doesn't do anything. Rolls over, goes as low as draw down to $9. But now it's picking up. Listen, that's crypto. That's why we have to be a little bit more flexible in our interpretation of the structure, the amount of time we give it, because once we know this starts to get going, we've got something here. And then the other one, obviously, Solana, probably the one that's done more than most, but again, a couple patterns there, but that wasn't the one I was looking at. Where's the big, hold on. There you go. So big shark, you just saw the crab pattern, hitting a couple of patterns at the moment. But that's not my point is this. Here's your shark pattern. It was around 12. Okay. But really didn't start to make the move until we popped out above 20, 23 down there, and then cleared it. Now, sorry, one second. Let me bring back that crab pattern. Where did you go? Hold on. There it is. So we have a crab pattern right now, and this is a big number for Solana. It's 73.29. All right. We still need, this is a weekly chart, so you'd need another bearish candle. We get a bearish candle on Solana, then we probably are going to be consolidating a little bit more. I don't know why that's flipping around like that. It was 73, 71. It depends on where you're pulling it. But I'm comfortable with just simply paying attention up here of this reaction. Because what should happen if it's super strong, we should get the breakout. I mean, we should have a candle close that is above last week's high by Sunday. I mean, literally, you're 72 now. By Sunday, that needs to be at 80 to continue. So be aware of that. We've come a long way with just, a pause, even a couple of weeks break, not a big deal. Doesn't mess up the bigger long-term patterns that started a couple months ago. Couple more. Yeah, we looked at synthetics. I'll get to the crypto miners in a second. Rest of you guys, Bubbles, what's up? LRC, I did see that. LRC I thought was interesting because LRC has a big pattern, still does. And it might be an opportunity because, and I'll show you this, we had a crazy run-up move to 34, and then they smacked it right back down. Hold on. I turned off those patterns. One second. I'll bring that back on. But LRC's got patterns here at 25 cents. Right? It came right back down to that. It's loop ring, by the way, if you don't know what LRC is. And where did that go? Hold on. Let me see if I can get this. Anybody trade on OKX exchange? If anyone trades on that exchange, let me know how that is. OKX. I just came across that recently. Maybe I'm on a daily. Yeah, I'm on a daily. I got to go back here. Sorry. It's like this. There's the. It's a shark. First move. Yeah, around 18 cents. True. And got us high. Did we hit that target one? Almost. But like a few others that we've seen, it's coming back. Wants to come back down here and retest. And so I'm looking at that. Maybe a couple more days down here. Maybe we do come in here by Thursday where things are starting to get oversold. Seems like it's sliding down a bit. Don't know. One or two more. I'll get to the major markets. Somebody wants to look at Chili's. Another sleeper. 7.8. Yeah, there's another one that hasn't moved yet. Chili's is probably just wait for the next oversold reading. If this isn't going to do anything on this cycle, you're about to get another shot. I mean, check out Chili's right now on the daily Coinbase feed. Deeply oversold. Sets you up in a nice spot. So, maybe back down to 7 cents. Maybe stay like 6.3. Not. This has been disappointing since last year. We knew that. Big patterns, but it's disappointing. No issues. It's China. Thank you, Tails. Thank you, Jesse. That's a China. That's a China crypto broker. I thought they weren't allowed. Don't know. Couple more. Dash. Dash is down. All right, look. Dash, good example. Bearish pattern right off the low. Doing the 1-2. And fine by me. But let's see. Can it do something like this? Come down. There, then back to target 2. Yeah, where's that? Maybe as low as 26. Doesn't this have a big pattern though? I thought Dash was, yeah, oh look, I know there's a big pattern. Look, hop at 25.14 and here's your pattern. That's what it was. Dash is another one. Talk about patterns looking left. Okay, that's amazing. Now, why hasn't that moved? Why does that seem like such a dud? You have to go back and look at just the confirmations. There's a yellow dot, goes right into an overbought HSI, back down into the zone. Up again, back down into the zone. Confirmation. My point being, okay, you can trade these from HSI to HSI, even if they're not moving a heck of a lot. But the zone itself is still kind of containing the whole deal. You're not out of the zone yet, so you're not going to get major moves. And we looked at a couple that have busted out of the zone. This one has not, but certainly down here at 25 bucks, that's your major obvious support. Your resistance up here, well, short term at 32, but the XA is at 52. It's a monster pattern though. This is kind of like Bitcoin Cash before it made its move. And you're going to need to see something bust out of here. The thought with a crypto like Dash, right? Even though it hasn't done anything yet, you have to understand at least you're down there at the low end of support. And if you're patient enough, eventually we will see that target 1. We will pop out of that zone, but that could be well into next year. All right? Well into next year. I like these kind of patterns. It reminds me of synthetics a little bit. And I do think these patterns will pay. It's just where's the relative position? I mean, I would want to look at something that is a little further along and, buying it on a pullback for that continuation more than waiting on something like that. Couple more. Man, you guys have a ton. Ton. You guys you must be knee deep in crypto this week. Near protocol. Near has a pattern. There's near on the weekly. Where's daily? Near protocol. Here you go again. I do remember liking near, and it's right at 175 was the hop. Near protocol 355 is still target one off of that butterfly. We've seen a lot of these. A lot of these shaping up like that. Cardano, we looked at that last time, and that's been a huge winner for us. All the way down at 25.5 cents, and it went to 68. But we have this crab, and look, let's respect it. I think this is textbook type 1 pullback. 48.4 is your next target to the downside. Yep. No, it fits too within the type of situations we're looking for with these bearish patterns. You want to see that. You want to see this come all the way down, let it do its thing, because the development phase of it, where if you're going to get Cardano to go back to $1 or more, they're going to go through these kind of they seem like a big move on a percentage basis. At least you go from 68 cents down to 48 cents. Well, that's a 30% pullback. But I think when you're at this point with crypto, you can't think like that. We have to really kind of pivot off of the structures. Let the reaction come in like this is doing. Go to 48 cents, give us some kind of confirmation, and then we catch the next wave. And that seems to be how a lot of this stuff is shaping up right now, that it wants to digest. It was a hell of a move. 25, almost triple for Cardano. And that's a lot of market cap. It's a lot of market cap there. But come down, and then we do the turnaround move like that. Something like that. And I do feel like getting back to the 65, 70 cent level, pretty easy for this move. And remember also, your weekly's got the crab too. Weekly's tracing out that crab. So yeah, and this is 50 cents on that. But the relative long-term deal versus the bear market range, we're not even at the 382. And the 382, I think, is a buck, was $1.20, $1.35. Like that. That's a 382. Minimum retracement move back up. So this could be a first thrust back down to 50 cents, 48 cents. And then the next leg, and for a lot of these that did a first thrust, the next leg is what you're all interested in. What you're all interested in. Mitch Ray in the house. What's up? My Smith and Walensky buddy. Mitch and I went out, had dinner Sunday night. First time, I think, Mitch, was that the first time since the beginning of the year? I think so. Yeah, it was. But it was really great. I'll show you guys a picture of that in a second. Check that out. So Cardano, the rest of it, you guys, listen. We're not so much at a point where you want to be waiting. You want to be patient. Don't want to be chasing at all. We're going to get plenty of opportunities And I just think it's a mindset to really consider that if you missed out on a move or some kind of situation that's seems to be rocketing, just wait. We're going to get other opportunities. I think ICP, Internet Computer, this morning or this weekend, that was it. I mean it shows you the kind of moves that can happen, but it's easy to get caught up in that. I mean, that's just one move. A couple more here. So let me go back to this, and let's segue really quick to some of the crypto stocks, and then we'll go to stocks themselves. Coinbase, right? Talk about left for dead 6 months ago, and now look at you. 155 finishing the year. I mean, just remarkable. Making a lot of progress out of that zone, that hole. And where are we going with this? There you go. Let me clean up the chart. So Coinbase, and it, like crypto, it hit a hop level down here, 49, and just went sideways for a year. And that happens, but it doesn't erase the fact that 210 is still target one. You're only 155. But okay, percentage basis, this thing is recovering nicely. Let's not, I'm not going to go any further than just target ones on these, but listen, it's taken its time. Now it's getting there. Very positive. I mean, listen, imagine if this wasn't out of the zone. Imagine if we were at the end of the year and we still weren't doing anything with crypto. That would be a little concerning. A couple others that have been big ones. Clean Spark. Okay, Clean Spark. It's a bat pattern. It's a whole bunch of daily, weekly structures where essentially, the $5 level became your minimum structural support, and it's now it's making the progress. Now we've busted out of the XA level at 572. We're now at 10. Target one is still 1966. So even though we've had all of this gyration, this is for a longer term chart, strong development. Really, really strong development where there was your maximum low down here back in the beginning of the year. Pop up, back down with confirmation. There's a secondary higher low with breakouts taking you to where you need to go. I'm still saying that goes to 20. I mean, it was what, 3 down there a year ago? It was 2 to 20. That's a 10x, and that's the minimum target level. Couple more. What's up, John? John wants to look at Gal. What's Gal? Is that Gala or is it stock? Is it this or, well, Gal is not moving. Is it this Gal USD? I don't really know what that is. Or is it a stock? No, it's definitely crypto. All right, I'll come back to it. Doesn't really get me. But other stocks, here's GBTC. I mean, my goodness. Right? Look at this. Monthly. Weekly. Sorry, weekly, folks. How about that for a pattern? Incredible. I think we could still brush up against this 40 target 2, and then we will take a hard look at what's going to happen here. Yeah, Gal. Yeah, it's an S coin. Yeah, I figured that. Art's asking, do I use book maps for TA, such as a live book map on YouTube? I don't know what do you mean by book map? I don't know. This is my map. The pattern, the targets, that's my map. Pattern completes, give me confirmation, tell me the levels, tell me where the levels happen, where the confirmation levels happen within the zone. That's how I map it out with the patterns. Okay, someone wants to look at, I don't know what this BAL is. I'm trying to get away from the crypto, but you guys are persistent. Maybe I need to do some kind of chat tip jar or something with requests. I've thought about it, you know. I'm not. I'm just holding off for now. I don't know. Balancer. Have no idea what a balancer USD is, but I do know we have patterns here. Scraping the lows, 385. What was the low? $3. Okay. I mean, there's better ones. Certainly better ones. Um, not the greatest. Yeah. Order flow. Yeah, look, listen, I say storm's over saying what about order flow? Or if it's market profile or depth of market, whatever. Listen, I still say it's about the levels. For me, it's levels and confirmation. If you have underlying volume, I think that takes care of a lot of liquidity issues that you can run into where you could have patterns, but you can't get filled simply because you're in a low volume uh, market. Here's you guys got me there. I don't want to go in there. I want to let's wrap up the rest of these. Here's Riot blockchain K16 trying to get out of the zone. I like it. I mean, these are solid big patterns that we will be able to point to as, hey, why did you buy there? Why did you buy that versus the other? Because it had a big pattern. Here's Mara. Okay, this has patterns on the daily, not on the weekly, but making a recovery. And with this, I'm just going to throw it out there now. That with that pattern at the crab all the way back at 80, look, that would be my target for a cycle top move is to retest this pattern at 82 for Mara on the weekly because that was an individual test. Oh yeah, and look at Mara. We talked about this. I know we talked about the bat pattern on Mara with Clean Spark and all the other ones. 759, that's more than a double. That's like Riot, although that's better than Riot. Riot was, I thought, was the leader here, but boy, that thing is really rocking. The stock any on a weekly, all right, I'll get to those in a second. Joshua Lincoln. I appreciate that comment, Joshua. I think that's some honesty right there. And look, you guys know why I do what I do here. Look, I get a lot of value from doing this. You know I give Mitch Ray the big shout out for the inspiration to actually get online because Mitch was my model for doing YouTube streaming. So I still recommend. I still say Mitch has got the best technical program. That if you want to learn TA, you watch Mitch every night for a month or two. You're gonna get there. But to set up a tip jar so that I don't give free ones away that Mitch isn't covering, maybe there's some truth to that. I don't really I kind of flow a little bit, so I don't I don't catch everyone, but I hear what you're saying, and I will consider that. But I think between what I do with the pattern stuff during the day and you go watch Mitch at night, you quickly get up to speed. Because I only do harmonic patterns, harmonic stuff. Mitch covers harmonics, and then he does a lot of other things that I think are essential. Probably things that I look at that I don't really that I will look at that I don't maybe mention because I feel like they're in the patterns. But check that out. I'll let you guys know. I'll do something maybe come the first of the year or something with a tip jar for requests. Let's just pile through a couple more. Um, Individual stocks, things that I look, the big ones. Let's get to, say, Microsoft. What do you do with this? And I find this is really interesting. Like, you might say, well, Microsoft's run quite a bit, and we have this shark pattern. But what's been happening is we had a high level bullish confirmation. So this may only be a pause up here, and since this is all time new high right there at 370, 384, something like that, 384, 384. That if we're going to get a much bigger move, Microsoft does not roll over here and it continues higher. Important to see that. Couple of these have done that. Couple of the big techs. Listen, Amazon starting to push higher after this long pause. It had a shark there too, but check it out. I mean, it did the type 1, type 2 right off the bat. Then it went to the shark pattern. Okay, kind of tough to see with all those lines. Maybe isolate it. And now we're going back, and I mentioned this, that 155 is the likely target for Amazon on this move. But then pull it out. This is also important. Monthly. Check out your monthly here on Amazon. It was a bat at the low at 90 something. Now 193, now 153. Are we going to go on a straight shot and just rip this? Like, is this next year? Is that Amazon's fate? I'd say this. If Amazon can do this straight shot move and can, say, next year get above 188, 190 and break out, then you're looking at a massive, massive move. You're looking at this like a second decade leg on Amazon. I mean, the fact that you pulled back as much as you did on Amazon, and this is was not lost on me, and we probably could go back to last year's sessions and recreate this and say, wait a minute, Amazon is 50% off its all-time high? Really? No brainer. BTFD, let's go. So one thought that I have is this is the consideration not only for next year, but we need to be thinking the second half of the decade. It's 2024 coming up. We're going to have a whole bunch of shenanigans going on, no doubt. We've got a lot of uncertainty, but that can change. That narrative can change. Okay? There's a hell of a lot of money that still has yet to find its way into these markets, and I do feel like we could go back to, say, 2013 after the financial crisis, and they had authorized all this money and everyone knew it, but the money took years to get into the market, and the same deal could be happening in this recovery. And that's why I'm so focused on first 886 level for something like Amazon, 178, but into the new year. Is this the start of a massive new cycle breakout? 1618 style material. 1618 on Amazon gets you much higher. Now, I don't want to go too deep on these stocks. We'll do that on Thursday. But look, the Qs are just raging here. They are raging on a monthly chart. You could not ask for a better price action configuration here. And look, right here at 408, all-time new highs for the Qs. All you need to do is finish the year in literally like 10 days with a close above that, and it's on. I mean, it's a massive decade-long continuation, and there's no turning back on this. So what I'm saying here is that the 2022 correction and last year's low with a whole bunch of patterns might end up being the ones that make their way into Harmonic Trading Volume 4. All right, if it's going to lead to something more significant. Now, Qs at the moment, we have this shark pattern. Harmonic Trader members, I put this out last week of our targets. For you folks, listen, we're just going to stay on the uptrend. We're going to go to the obvious levels printed out by the software. 113 at 424. Minimum. You're there now. It's a shark. 1618, 886, already completed. What I'm saying is that this is already showing signs of failure. It's not easy to see, but it's happening. You had completion and confirmation. What happened? Little reaction. And we had our yellow dot. On the daily, remember this, all the levels we had on the daily. And they turned, and we, since that low, folks, we haven't put in a red candle yet. There it is. That's insane. That doesn't stop until I feel like we get to the 113, and that could happen in the next 10 days. So consider 424. That's our target by Jan 1. But it's still up. A 127, a 1618 reversal, though? I don't think so. Mitch is asking about that, of like, what if we have a 127? Here's the reason why. Okay, if we're connecting dots type of a thing, if we're doing that kind of a breakout, where's our B point? Our B point technically would be right there. It's an 886. Now, this one didn't come all. I wish we would have been back to a 382 because it really would have fit the mold there of a perfect deep crab that goes to a 1618. Basically 500. It's not ideal. I wish it was, but that's still the logic. So you understand that you've got 4 of the 5 points, and this breakout, it's not only a breakout above there, but you're then going to break out here to be the CD leg that gets you as high as 500 on the Qs. And I'm talking like next year, before the end of the year, we trade above 500 on the Qs. It's not crazy. It's only a 20% move from current levels. But harmonic structure coming together here, it's a deep crab. And so the 127 possibility of a butterfly just doesn't fit. We see this on the SPY as well, and the diamonds. SPY 475. Remember 411, everybody? And here's the connect the dots weekly formation. So you got everything you want to see. Just really impressive move that continues. And I think the melt up over the next 10 days, 2 weeks to get you into new highs, definitely coming together. That think of it this way. Path of least resistance is definitely up. Get above there. You know, maybe we do a thrust into the new highs. Come back against that prior high, like there. And then you just go. For me, that comes together quite well in a very strong move that started, and this is, it really is amazing how this happens, where the year really starts in October. And we will go, run the October to May cycle. But, the low that we're projecting here is off of there. And the 1618, that this is just another 1618 spiral advance. We've got 4 of the 5 points that are already there. Definitely, Santa Claus is on testosterone and probably some other stimulants. I guess Evan's saying, Evan, if you want to do that, 420 is just going to be the start. But be mindful. Be mindful that these are all coming together like this. The final one, diamonds. Like look at this now. Folks, after 2.5, 3 years of this garbage, I mean, really think we first hit this range back in here. Now we're breaking out. The only possibility is a crab to 422. 422, 425. For Evan, it can be 420. But look, this is where the understanding of the harmonics, the M, the W shapes, the formations serves you well because, one, you learn the alignments. The alignments tell you where should I be looking for that completion, especially when we have 4 of the 5 points, which we do. 4 of those 5 points then basically say that's the framework. That's where it points to. Now it's been straight up 6 weeks, so some point we're going to get that inflection pullback. I think crypto too. That after that is done, then we'd get that stronger second leg. I think it could be something where we finish this move that started in October very soon. Some kind of maybe first week of the year, second week of the year, they take some profits, put in a low, and then we get going again. Do be aware of that we're going to get tax loss selling like we do every year at the end of the year, and then you're going to get other profit taking on big winners from the year before, and then they go again. Really quick, something I want to focus on before I get out of here today. The big deal, probably the biggest pattern hitting right now is crude oil. And I like what has come together with just this perfect bat pattern type 2 on the weekly. Okay. It's been perfect. That's it. That's all I can say. It's been perfect since the type 1 way back in October, and then target 1 at 93.16. It hit. The day it hit, it reversed. And again, last week we hit 70.19 and we reversed. So we should be looking for crude oil stocks right now. I mean, literally before we get out of the year, I'll be taking on some new positions. Things like this. I said this before, Schlumberger. Already up. I mean, that's off of a daily deep crab. There you go. That's one. XLE was looking good. Here's another one that's starting to move. Rig. Transocean, that is. RIG. It's a bat pattern. But you're getting your patterns here. A lot of the other ones that have moved quite a bit, all right, a little tough to chase those. If you're looking for an opportunity with patterns completing now in the last couple of weeks, it's in the energy sector. And let me show some of the things that, the solar stock. So here's First Solar. That was a 3 ideas. It's a massive Gartley down here, 140, 155 area. I think it's on the weekly even better. Hold on. Oh, I must have deselected it. 1 second. Where'd you go? What happened to that pattern? It was a big pattern in First Solar. Oh, wait, give it a second. There it is. Looked like it was going to fail. Now it's starting to rock. I think this is a big turnaround sector happening as we speak. And then like a low floater. I mentioned this. Check out this ABAT. Remember that? American Battery Technology. Now it's 6. We talked about that a week or two ago. It was $3.75, $4. A lot going on there. I mean, these are coming back. And I'm actually warming up to these low floaters, big patterns on lower market cap, lower volume stocks. Here's another one, Community Health, systems, but these are all, look, you see the patterns. So go through the software. I feel like the market's going to open up and expand. We go into price discovery. These lower market cap stocks are finally going to give you a bid and, stop going to zero. Much like the ARK investments or the DocuSigns of the world. Remember ARK? Kathy Wood. There you go. 52 now. Okay, patterns down there. But look, the bigger pattern was a crab at 60. So remember, we've seen all of these do this long extended base garbage. And then once they start getting out, they really take off. And ARK is not a $50, $60 concern. I'm looking at 90. Get out of this. Start it now. Get in it next year. Go to 90. There's a bunch of these. I think we're going to save them for Thursday and really nail down some, big opportunities because this stuff is just starting. It really is. What's up, Pat? Yeah, Filecoin, if that's what you mean, Filecoin. We looked at that earlier. That does have a big pattern, unless it's a stock you're talking. Is FIL a stock? No. I think you're talking Filecoin. I covered that earlier. Check that out. We will review on Thursday. But there's a lot going on, folks. I mean, it's not just the top 7. You've got strong digital mining, SDIG. Let's see that. Yeah, nice pattern. Good one. But you have a lot of these kind of patterns. Someone just put SDIG. And look, there's another pattern. But the patterns haven't done anything more than short-term reactions. But we're at a point in the market that if S&P and the Qs are all going to do a 1618 breakout move, then the rest of the market is going to find a bid. All of these that have been destroyed. And just, a couple before I get out of here. Here's Lyft. Okay, Lyft is an IPO, big patterns at 9. Now it's 15. But go to, say, your weekly, and you'll see that if we can recover this range, you got a long way to go. The same with, I'm just going to rip here, Airbnb. And they got crushed after the IPO cycle. And now look, beautiful Gartley. Airbnb starting to make progress, and this is a lot like others. Like here's Shopify. I mean, these are happening turnaround breakout moves. That was massive, 46, and it just exploded on earnings. But again, that seems like a lot, but look at where we're coming from. This is a massive move. I mean, Shopify's got a second leg here, going to take you up well into 100, 110 handle. It's a big thing. It just took a while. It took a year of doing nothing. And now you're finally doing it? Okay, get ready. Buy these dips. Get on these, pullbacks. I think that's a good one. Shopify, Uber. There's a bunch that we can do here. So I think we got to, maybe focus more on the ones that haven't exploded yet as the plays that are going to come. But, Shopify is still something where I see that doing an aggressive move. Shopify, and let that be an example of connect the dots off the all-time high to low, your B point there. Just give me an ABCD up to a 50 or a 618. These kind of minimum targets get you much higher. That is what's shaping up for sure. So be aware of that. I think I could go on for a while. There's a lot to consider. Let's save it for Thursday, though. All right. Great one. Great session. I appreciate everybody. Thanks for being patient with me today. Again, listen, if you want to get with that other crypto presentation that we're doing, or you want to catch up, get with the software, or you want to upgrade if you're an annual, get with the holiday special because that's it. All right, go on the blog, send me a note to harmonictrader@gmail if you have any questions, but make sure you use the holiday code. And this is the last thing we're doing, so it's good till the 1st. Okay? Come on back Thursday, folks. Thanks again. Great session. We'll see you then. Until then, go get them.